On the entry list, you've got Eala. She's there. Badosa is also there. Badosa, she's going to have to play qualifying. She didn't make the cut. To see who is not actually on the entry list, you know, Badosa's in the qualies at this stage. Now, there are a lot of...
Have you ever seen a tennis star rise so quickly that even established champions start feeling the pressure? Because that is exactly what is happening right now with Eala. The French Open has officially released its 2026 main draw list, and one name has stunned the entire tennis world. Eala has secured a direct spot in the main draws of Roland Garros, meaning she will not have to go through the brutal qualifying rounds. And according to reports circulating around the tennis world, this decision has left many people surprised, including Paula Badosa. For Badosa, this is a difficult reality to accept. She is still one of the most respected names in women's tennis. She has been a top-ranked player. She has won big matches, and she has built a reputation over many years. But now the spotlight is shifting. The attention, the hype, the fan support, and even the tournament confidence are all moving toward Eala. And honestly, this moment says everything about how massive Eala's rise has become, because the French Open is not just rewarding rankings anymore. They are rewarding impact. They are rewarding momentum. They are rewarding audience attraction. And right now, Eala has all of it. What makes this even more shocking is that Eala's season has not been perfect. She has had ups and downs. She has struggled in certain matches. She has shown inconsistency at times. But despite all of that, tournament organizers still believe she deserves a direct place among the biggest stars in the world. That tells you one thing clearly. The tennis world sees Eala as the future, and Paula Badosa may not be loving that reality right now, because imagine being a player who has spent years fighting at the top level only to see a young rising sensation suddenly leap ahead in terms of global attention and tournament trust. That has to hurt. But let's be honest here, Eala has earned this moment. This did not happen overnight. This journey started building momentum months ago, especially during the Australian Open. Fans there were absolutely obsessed with watching Eala play. Videos went viral showing long lines of spectators waiting outside courts just to get a chance to see her matches. People were arriving early in the morning hoping to grab seats before the stadiums filled up. And remember, this was not even a final. This was simply the Eala effect. Tournament organizers noticed it immediately. The atmosphere around her matches was completely different. Younger fans connected with her energy. Asian tennis supporters rallied behind her. Casual viewers became emotionally invested in her story. Social media numbers exploded every time she stepped onto the court. That level of audience attraction matters in modern tennis a lot. Grand Slam organizers want players who bring excitement, storylines, and global attention. And Eala checks every single one of those boxes. Then came the Miami Open, and this was where things truly changed. Miami was the tournament that convinced many people that Eala was no longer just a promising player. She became a serious talking point in world tennis. Her run there shocked analysts, commentators, and fans alike. She played fearless tennis. Her movement looked sharper. Her confidence looked stronger. Her shot-making became far more aggressive. She started attacking points against elite opponents instead of simply surviving rallies. And the biggest statement of all, her victory over Coco Gauff. That win completely transformed the narrative around her career. Defeating a Grand Slam champion and one of the biggest stars in women's tennis instantly gave Eala credibility on the biggest stage. It proved she could handle pressure. It proved she could compete with top-tier athletes, and most importantly, it proved she belonged. Even after that, her performances continued generating headlines. At Indian Wells, she once again showed flashes of brilliance. While she may not have won the tournament, she demonstrated maturity and composure far beyond her age. Tennis experts began talking about her court IQ, her tactical improvements, and her growing confidence against elite-level competition. That is why the French Open decision actually makes sense when you look deeper. This is not just about rankings. This is about trajectory. Tournament organizers see a player whose popularity is exploding globally. They see someone capable of becoming one of the faces of women's tennis in the next few years, and they want her inside the main draw because they know fans will watch. And let's not ignore another massive factor here: the support IA is receiving from legendary figures in tennis. One of the biggest names connected to her rise is Novak Djokovic. When a player like Djokovic publicly supports a young athlete, people pay attention. Djokovic understands talent better than almost anyone in tennis history. He knows what future greatness looks like because he lived through the same pressure himself. Reports surrounding Eala suggest that Djokovic has been highly impressed by her mentality, discipline, and willingness to improve. That type of endorsement is enormous for a young player trying to establish herself among the elite. Because when legends believe in you, tournaments start believing in you, too. And it does not stop there. Even Maria Sharapova has reportedly spoken highly of Alexia's potential and influence. Sharapova understands what it means to become more than just a tennis player. She became a global cultural phenomenon during her career. She understands branding, influence, and star power better than almost anyone.
I think she has such an amazing head on her shoulders and the game, and I think she has a voice and a platform that's going to, transcend the sport. And as we know now, sport is not just tennis. It's fashion, it's art, it's culture, it's having a platform, and I think she does brilliantly of merging all of those together.
And according to discussions around Eala's rise, Sharapova sees something incredibly special in her, not just a good player, a cultural icon in the making. That is a huge statement because very few athletes transcend sports. Very few players become symbols of an entire generation or region. But Eala is slowly becoming exactly that for Filipino tennis and for many young Asian athletes watching around the world. She represents possibility, and that emotional connection is powerful. Now compare that to Paula Badosa's current situation. Badosa is still respected. Nobody can take away her achievements. She has fought through injuries, criticism, and difficult seasons. At her best, she was one of the most dangerous players on tour. Her power game and intensity made her a serious threat against anyone. But tennis moves fast, and sometimes momentum matters more than reputation. Right now, Eala has the momentum. The headlines are about her. The excitement is about her. The crowds are showing up for her. And now even Grand Slam organizers are prioritizing her. That has to be incredibly frustrating for established players trying to protect their positions in the sport because this is no longer just about winning matches. This is about becoming the future face of tennis, and Eala is rapidly moving into that territory. What makes this story even more impressive is the pressure she carries. Every tournament she enters now comes with expectations. Fans expect deep runs. Media expects headlines. Sponsors expect visibility. Critics expect perfection. That is a lot for a young athlete, but somehow she keeps handling it. And now comes the biggest opportunity yet. The French Open main draw. Being part of the Roland Garros main draw is one of the greatest achievements in tennis. This is not some ordinary tournament. This is one of the 4 Grand Slams. This is the clay court battlefield where legends are made. The pressure there is different. The atmosphere is different. Every point feels heavier. And now Alexa will walk into that environment not as a qualifier fighting for survival, but as a recognized main draw player. That changes everything psychologically. It means the tennis world officially sees her as belonging among the elite competitors. And from everything we are hearing, Eala is training harder than ever right now. Sources close to her camp suggest she is fully focused on preparing for the physical intensity of clay court tennis. Clay demands patience, endurance, movement, and mental toughness. Long rallies can destroy players mentally if they are not prepared. But I seems determined to prove that she deserves this opportunity. She wants to show the best version of herself at Roland Garros. And honestly, this could become a career-defining tournament for her. Because if she performs well at the French Open, her popularity could explode to an entirely different level. Imagine her making a deep run. Imagine the headlines. Imagine the fan reaction. Imagine the pressure it would put on the rest of the WTA Tour. That is why players are paying attention to her now. Eala is no longer just a young talent with potential. She is becoming a real force in women's tennis. And whether Paula Badosa likes it or not, the sport is changing before our eyes. The French Open has made its decision. The future is arriving, and her name is Eala. So now the big question is this. Can Alexa actually shock the world at Roland Garros and prove that the French Open made the right decision by putting her directly into the main draw? Or will the pressure finally become too much for the rising superstar? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.